We are back doing amp dynos. I'm excited. I know you guys have been waiting for a long time putting the amp dyno together. We have come from prehistoric times on the amp dyno, and I cannot wait to show this off with the SPL Lab software. CT Sounds 800.5 5-channel, and I'm going to talk about the specs, and then we're going to get to the amp dyno. All right, so we got the CT Sounds 800.5 5-channel, 1000 watts, Class D. Man, I like this box. It looks really clean. You got 400 watts RMS at 1 and 155 RMS on each channel at 2 ohms. And you can see the other listings, and we're going to get all into that on the amp dyno. And there's other specs on here, but let's keep it simple. Let's see what you get in the box. Thank you for your purchase. Awesome. Facebook group. You know what? I think I know that Facebook group. Look at the decals though. CT Sounds. Cool. White. Works. It shows all the different amps that they make and their power ratings for each. Kind of tells you how much fuse rating to run for what amplifier you have. And we have the 800.5, so you should throw a 100 amp fuse. So I think it could do all 1000 watts. We're going to find out different wiring configurations. That's awesome. Very simple stuff. Let's keep moving. Now inside of the box, good packaging. I like that. You know, I used to work at UPS and we chuck stuff all the time. That's awesome. Here we go. She looks nice and shiny. Man, we got a lot of switches back here. 6 RCAs. And it looks like, yeah, it even gives you left and right for your subwoofer channel. Gain, low pass, high pass, little button there. Man, lots of stuff. But I'm not going to get super into it. I know you guys know how to use amplifiers, and especially a 5-channel amplifier where it kind of does everything. Could be more simple, but could be more complicated, but everything in one, package. And looks like we got angled inputs there. I believe those are 4 gauge. And it looks like 12 gauge or 8 gauge for the speaker and subwoofer, and a power and protect. 2 things I did want to go over is that it actually has clip detectors for channels 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and channel 5, the subwoofer. I think that's pretty cool, you know, and just to know how to set your gain without having a DD1, and it works. It definitely works. I also wanted to go over the bass knob. I mean, this is a very cheap amplifier, but it actually comes with one, and it has a power indicator, but it's not a clip limiter. That's unfortunate, but hey, I'll take it. That's awesome. At least it comes with it, and it's got your Ethernet style, so it works good. It's very sleek. It's pretty heavy. I can tell there's definitely going to be some power in this amplifier. I like the finish on here. It looks beautiful, but you know what? You guys don't care about that. You want to see how much power you get for how much it costs. Let's go throw it onto the amp dyno. All right, guys, we got the CT Sounds 800.5 on the dyno. This is my first 5-channel amplifier. Can't thank you enough, Cornut. Let's see if this thing can do rated. It says 100 watts at 4 ohms. Let's see if it can do it. All channels are driven, but we are testing for 1. It's measuring all 5 for the DC, so ignore the efficiency for now. We will test that towards the end. So close. So close. We got 92 watts at 4 ohms certified. All 5 channels driven. That's not too bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, I mean, this is a budget amplifier, so take it as you will. Next up is Uncertified at 4 ohms. Now let's see if we can beat that 100 watts. All right, not bad. We got 130 watts, around 11% THD, so that's clipping pretty bad, but either way it was able to do quote rated, so we'll take it. And if you see over there, we're pulling 1000 watts out of this amplifier, so you could just imagine how much power this amp does altogether right there, man. Now the efficiency is not 100%, nothing is except a space heater. This thing will do some power, man. It'll do some power. Before we get to the 2 ohm runs, let's see how much power we can get out of the subwoofer. All right, now the subwoofer portion is rated at 200 watts at 4 ohms, So let's see if we can do it. Certified. So close. 196 watts at 4.1 ohms, so we'll give it to them. We will give it to CT Sound, saying that it did certified with all channels driven and at the subwoofer portion here that we just tested at 4 ohms. We only dropped to 14.1 volts, so pretty darn close. I would say it does rated, at least on the subwoofer portion, even with all 4 channels driven. But to be honest with you guys, all 4 channels being driven like this is not realistic. Maybe your subwoofer will see this impedance, but your speakers really don't. Your mids and highs, they barely pull any power, so it'll definitely do rated in your everyday situation. Now, just because, let's see how much power we can actually get out of this amplifier. Let's go full tilt boogie. Whoa! 281 watts. Clipping pretty heavy there. 14% distortion and around 4.2 ohms. I mean, that's not bad at all. Again, do not look at the efficiency numbers. It's not 25% efficient because we are only clamping on the AC side 1/5 of it. So, regardless, I like it so far. In the end, we will see how efficient this amplifier is as a whole. Make sure you hang out towards the end here. And there's my power supply kicking in. All right, now we got pretty close to certified at 4 ohms on the 4 channels and the subwoofer channel. Pretty darn close. Now, this thing is rated at 155 watts on the first 4 channels at 2 ohms. Let's see if it can do it. Oh, that's not looking too sweet, man. That is not looking too sweet. 118 watts at 2 ohms certified. Again, I'm not going to call this a fail, but it's not doing rated on the box. A few watts shy, a little bit less this time, 30 watts shy, give or take. But still more power, and you can see over on that total power being pulled, this thing's pulling some current. I'm telling you, all channels are driven, and this is at 2 ohms, so this is full tilt boogie on this guy. 96 amps out of this amp. That's a lot of power. So let's see what it can do uncertified. Okay, I mean, it's doing the numbers on the box now, just uncertified and a little bit of clipping. 13% THD. Man, not bad. I mean, again, guys, this is a budget amplifier, so take it how you can, man. I mean, it is what it is. Man, we're pulling 120 amps, 1600 watts. Hopefully this thing's pretty efficient. And I think this thing will do some power, man. We're going to find out, though. We are going to find out. All right, now this amplifier is stable at 1 ohm, but next we're going to do 2 ohm certified on just the subwoofer channel, but all channels are driven. Again, let's see if it can do 300 watts that it claims. Let's find out. You know, I'm a little disappointed on that one. I'm a little disappointed. 253 at 2 ohms. All 4 channels, 5 channels are driven. I mean, we're only dropping down to 13.9, but still not technically rated. I honestly do not like testing a 4 channel or 5 channel, especially 5 channel like this, because you're really pushing it to its extreme. Again, your door speakers aren't going to be clamping full tilt boogie at 2 ohms alongside your sub. It's never going to happen. But still, this is how we test amps. It's doing close, but not quite enough. 253 watts. Let's see what it can do uncertified, and maybe at the end of this we'll just do the subwoofer portion and see if it can do rated. We'll see. There's always bonus footage towards the end, I'm telling you guys. We have fun here. 2 ohms uncertified full tilt boogie. Woo! Okay, see, now we're doing numbers uncertified. We are clipping a lot, 13.31% THD. Again, budget amplifier. Budget amplifier. Now this amp, like I said earlier, is 1 ohm stable on the subwoofer portion only. So all the other channels are still driven at 2 ohms, but the subwoofer will be at 1 ohm, and it says that it's rated to do 400 watts. Let's see what it can do, certified. You know, 322, it's not terrible, but it still is not doing it certified with all channels driven. But like all the other tests, let's see if it can do it uncertified. Woo! Really pushing that power supply. Holy moly, we pulled 1700 watts from my power supply. Dropping down to 12.8 volts. That's insane. But we were able to do the numbers on the box and a little bit more, but with a lot of THD. But that's okay. If you ain't clipping, you're tripping. 419 watts, rated at 400. Not certified, but I'll take it. So let's just try just the subwoofer portion, and we're going to redo the test. We're just going to do certified runs, and we're going to see how efficient this amplifier is. I have the other ones unhooked, so it actually won't be pulling from the 4 other channels. This is just a subwoofer channel. The most power you're going to see out of this amp on your subwoofer. Let's see what it can do at 4 ohms certified. I have a feeling that this thing might do rated now, but let's find out. Now we're doing rated at 4 ohms. It's rated at 200 watts, and we got 218. Like I was expecting, it was, you know, a lot of draw on the entire amplifier, and it's not really realistic of having all 5 channels driven at 4 ohms and 2 ohms. It's just not going to be. And your mids and highs maybe put out 5 to 10 watts, really, maybe a little bit more, but still. Music is all over the place, especially high frequencies. Our efficiency was 72%. So now the efficiency is finally working because that's just how this works. You can only test a few things. Down the road, SPL Lab, the possibilities are endless, but regardless, let's move on to the 2 ohm run, certified, and see if we can break the 300 watts that it's rated. Alright guys, we're doing numbers, and we're doing them certified without having all the channels driven. So some may say this is a fail. I don't think it is, man. Especially for the price that this amplifier is. It's an all-in-one. 2 ohms, 322 watts, certified. 69% efficient. Not the best, but not the worst either. Awesome that it's actually doing rated. Now let's do a 1 ohm test and see if it can do the 400 watts. After seeing the first 2, I think it's going to be able to do it. Whoa, we did it and then some. 455 watts at 1 ohm, 1.1, close enough. Certified, 1% THD. And again, with all the tests before, it was failing, but with all channels driven. I cannot stress it enough. I feel like it's an unfair comparison because you're not wiring your mids and highs down to 2 ohms. You're not playing a 40 hertz test tone through them with your subwoofers. I mean, maybe you are, you know, but still, you're not going to be staying at a certain impedance, whatever it is. I think it's kind of unfair, especially on 5-channel amplifiers. So that's why we're doing a separate test at the end, just to see if it can actually do rated on the subwoofer channels alone. Subwoofer channel. So now, just because I want to see how much power this thing can do, let's do a 1 ohm uncertified run. Full tilt boogie. Maybe we'll get the 800 watts. Even though we saw it was pulling 1700, 1800 watts, 120 plus amps. Pretty crazy on all 5 channels. Full tilt boogie. Ooh, close. 647 watts, 12% THD, 62% efficient. You know, when you start clipping, your efficiency is just naturally going to tank. But still, not terrible, not bad, not great. For the price, you can't beat this thing. I think I'm done testing you, man. You know, my load resistors are just screaming at me. The subwoofer one is fine. I can test up to 2K, no problem. The little 4 channels, they're taking a beating, and hey, it's all good, man. Hey, Chris, what'd you think about that amp? Did it do all right? I thought it did great, and for $200 of the recording of this video, that's the price. For the CT Sounds 800.5, I'm kind of really impressed. This is the do-it-all in one package. Perfect for your family vehicle. What, you don't think the quad box is perfect for a family car? Okay, maybe it's a little too big. Maybe you don't want too much bass, but you want something that's small and powerful and can power your doors and your subwoofer. For 200 bucks, you can't really pass this thing up, man. I love Kicker and all, but for the price and the performance, you can't beat it. you can't beat it. This ain't no Boss Audio, man. CT Sounds, it did really good on the amp dyno. Man, I am so excited for more of these amp dyno videos to come out for you guys. I got at least 9 more amps to go, and I think a few more, and some that I could redo properly with the right equipment. It's going to be awesome. But Cornut, thank you, and of course Bubba too, for making this happen with this amplifier. I appreciate you guys, and a huge shout out to my Patreons. I love you guys. Everyone that hangs out on the stream, man, my life wouldn't be what it is without you guys. I'll tell you that. Everything together in my life, but you guys included, man. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below or hit me up in the Discord or Facebook. You know where to find me. And livingloudwithandy.com, lots of fun stuff on there. So until next time, stay living loud. I'll see you guys on the next one. And cut. Just a little extra stuff right here. I was doing some math here, and it actually does do the 1,000 watts that's printed on the box. Uncertified, it'll do 1,075 watts altogether, which isn't terrible. So it's actually doing it uncertified. Certified 804 altogether. Now, all the tests were kind of, you know, individual, so results may vary, but still, it was doing a little bit of power. And I mean, for 200 bucks for a 800 to 1,000 watt amp, 800 to 1,000 watt amp, you can't really pass that up for 200 bucks. That's a good deal. Okay, so around 60% efficient, all channels driven, with the power supply pulling around 1,700 watts and putting out 1,000, 60% efficient. So not the worst, but it's expected since all the other tests were around 60 to 70% efficient. So, hey, 5-channel funness. That's all I got to say. Thanks for sticking around for the extras. See you guys.